Now, your starting lineup for Sports Sunday. Starting at anchor, a 5'4" Aries from Centerville, Virginia, and a wannabe Wisconsinite. She's a former cross-country star at James Madison University. Put your hands together for Jenn Chapman. Also starting at anchor, a 6-foot Leo from Birmingham, Alabama. He's got a degree in graphic design from ITT Technical Institute. He's a father of 3, B.J. Millican. This is Sports Sunday.
Welcome in, everybody, to Sports Sunday. I'm BJ, she's Jen. It's a fast start to the show because tonight, race day in Talladega, and we're going fast.
And the Sprint Cup Series getting the Geico 500 in today, and it was the fan favorite who ended up in victory lane. Let's see how it happened. Dale Jr. was in second row for this one, but he wouldn't be there long. More on that in a minute. A hot day got even hotter for Ryan Newman, whose car goes up in flames in pit stall. Everyone was okay. The pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, was leading on lap 47 when the dreaded big one went down. Trevor Bayne's car gets loose. 15 cars involved, including Kevin Harvick, Danica Patrick, and Joey Logano. But in the end, it is Dale Jr. holding off his teammate Jimmy Johnson. He picks up his 6th win at Talladega, just 4 behind his dad's record at the track. He was emotional recalling Dale Sr. after the race.
I think about all the races he won here and at Daytona, and I love when we go to Victory Lane because I just feel like I add to his legacy there. All I ever want to do is make him proud, and I feel like that when we win at those tracks where he was successful, that's exactly what we're doing. So I don't really get to think about him that much. His birthday came and went, but when we won today, I just made me think about his birthday and how much I miss him and how much he meant to me and so many more people that I can't even fathom the number of folks that he had a relationship with in the sport and a connection with, and all those fans out there.
So here's how it ended up. Dale Jr. with his first victory at Talladega since 2004. He led 67 of the 188 laps in the race. The Sprint Cup guys are at Kansas next week. Well, it was a good day for Jr., which means it was a good day for former Crimson Tide football player Rowdy Harrell.
That's right, because Rowdy, who is a former walk-on linebacker for Nick Saban, is now a member of Dale Jr.'s pit crew. Harrell was a 2-time national champion at Alabama in 2011, 2012. He was all set to become a strength coach before Scott Cochran and Nick Saban got him in touch with the Hendrick Motorsports guys. Now he's the rear tire carrier for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He tells us how Alabama shaped his future and how Little E, hey, he's just one of the guys.
He's just like one of us. You know, people think, you know, all the drivers don't really talk to the guys that work for him and stuff, but he's a lot different. You know, when the chase starts, he'll bring us out to his house and feed us all and have a good time and everything. If we win, well, that's a whole different story. But he's a great guy to work for. I really don't want to work for him. Wouldn't think about working for anybody else down through there. You know, going from Alabama, which was the top level when I was playing there, you know, it was. You train yourself to be in these situations, these top situations where you know you're not nervous and you're not. But it's Hendrick Motorsports, man. This is top of the line. You got 4 of the best drivers out there. I love it, man. I couldn't see myself really doing anything else.
It's a cool story right there, and a great win today for Dale Jr. Cool stories also happening for a lot of former Crimson Tide football players right now.
The NFL Draft wrapped up yesterday, and a total of 7 former Bama players were selected. Jalston Fowler, Ari Kwanjo, Austin Shepard, and Xavier Dixon were picked up on Saturday. Friday night, former Crimson Tide All-American safety Landon Collins heard his name called by the New York Giants in the 2nd round. He was introduced at the press conference on Saturday, where he praised Coach Saban's program.
What do you think's prepared you for that to start as a rookie?
Alabama prepared me for that. Being under Coach Saban, he doesn't, like I said, tell everybody, he doesn't coach us as freshmen, he coaches as juniors. And he puts a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as an 18-year-old. It made me the man, the person, the player that I am today, and a leader and a smart player and knowing the game. So definitely the school and Coach Saban has helped me a long way through that.
Well, OTAs start for the Giants on May 27th. The Alabama softball team, though, they concluded their regular season today in Fayetteville.
And they were trying to lock up the #3 seed in this week's SEC tournament in Baton Rouge. Sydney Littlejohn in the circle looking for her 15th win on the season, and it was the type of game that she likes, not much offense. Here's one of her 3 strikeouts on the day. She gave up just 4 hits, but hey, no offense for Bama either until the 7th inning. Danae Hayes breaks up a scoreless tie with the infield single. That brought home Melissa Runyon. Home run, but she didn't score a home run there. It was just a run.
She had too many yesterday.
It was enough. She did. Littlejohn shut it down the rest of the way. The bottom of the inning, Alabama gets a sweep of the Arkansas Razorbacks, 1-0, the final score. Alabama ends the year with 41 wins. Their 17 SEC wins helped them lock up a first-round bye on Wednesday. They're going to play either Georgia or Ole Miss on Thursday at 12:30. The Florida Gators are your regular season champions.
Still more to come on Sports Sunday, including our favorite things in just a bit. But next, it's one-on-one with me. This week, we catch up with Bama gymnastics coach Dana Duckworth. An SEC title in year 1 as head coach. We talk coaching, family, and her style. Yeah, we talk about her style. It's next, so stay with us. As debut goes, winning an SEC title isn't bad, and that's exactly how Dana Duckworth kicked off her tenure as the head coach of Alabama gymnastics, a title she was given when legendary coach Sarah Patterson retired last year. That is, of course, one of the things we talked about.
That's right. So also a little bit of advice on work, life balance, some good stuff in this week's edition of One-on-One with Jen and Dana Duckworth.
We're back with another edition of One-on-One with Jen, and this time we get to take on one of my favorite coaches, Dana Duckworth, in her first year with Alabama Gymnastics as the head coach. She's been a part of the team for a very long time, back on that board. She's a national champion twice, and she was also an assistant coach here for many years. Dana, what did you learn in your first year as a head coach?
Oh, so many lessons. I first of all learned there's a lot of moving parts that have nothing to do with gymnastics. Just the corporate part, the administrative part, managing things, having a staff and all those things. That's probably the first lesson that I learned very quickly. The second part that was so exciting about being a head coach is that ultimately every decision that's made ends up really being your responsibility. And I love that. I'm not fearful of it. I just knew that I wasn't going to know exactly what that felt like until I got a little more experience under my belt.
Throughout the year, did you reach back to Sarah and David at all for advice? Did you need to talk to them at all?
They were so beautiful in the sense that they didn't push, but when I needed them, I could reach out to them, and they were always there for me. I talked to a lot of different head coaches in different programs that have been very successful. I got some great feedback, and I leaned on my husband a lot. He was my buddy and my partner in crime that I could kind of just, let me get this off my chest, let me vent, or let me try to express what and then he could take it from a completely outsider's perspective and give me time to say, I think you should sleep on it, think about it, and then make a decision in the morning. And that helped a lot.
Well, that's a great way to lead into the family then. You know, everybody sees you as the gymnast and the coach, but your wife and mother. Talk a little bit about your family and kind of how they've made this transition with you.
Well, the trick to being a successful career woman is balance. And that's one of the harder parts, especially when you love what you do so much. And so I have a very supportive network of family. My in-laws are incredible. My husband was there for me every step of the way. And my children understood that when you had mommy time, it was quality time. We may not have a ton of quantity time, but it was important to us. We went shopping, we did pedicures, manicures, I took my son to different things, movies. I mean, those are the things you just find time for. Because at the end of the day, you have to have your priorities straight. Because as a head coach, you're an example to the young women. And I want them to go on to be career women. I want them to have independence. I want them to know that they can do amazing things. But part of that is having balance and being able to display that.
Well, another example I think you set is, I say this every week, you guys are the best dressed coaching staff that there is. Talk a little bit about your outfits and how they come together, because they always look on point.
Well, thank you so much. I have to share that I love clothes. I love the style and looking at different outfits. And this is our our show. And when you are at a home meet and you get to be in front of your crowd and you feel good about what you're wearing, then I think it kind of exudes confidence in how you act, dress, and approach things.
What did the girls give back to you this year that made you feel like this was where you're supposed to be?
Trust. If I could tell you anything, is the ladies trusted in our process. They trusted in our preparation. We had very good open communication. Their gymnastics is important to our success. Their gymnastics is important to us being able to move on and protect the legacy from a championship standpoint. But who they are as a person, what they bring to the table, the struggles they have in life, that's why I'm here. I'm a life coach as much as I am as a gymnastics coach, and I take it very seriously. And I feel that I had an amazing journey here as an athlete, and I want them to have the same experience I did.
Great stuff right there. I am disappointed that you didn't challenge her to arm wrestling because those guns.
I don't like to lose, but I would prefer then to hire her as a stylist because really her clothes are always so wonderful.
There you go.
And she's just a great person. All those answers were so wonderful. I think, especially as a female, to hear someone talk about that work-life balance gives hope for younger ones. And she is a really good example to the ladies, so I like that.
Absolutely. More to come on Sports Sunday. Next, we're going to unveil our favorite things for this weekend. Mr. Freeze was at Talladega today. Don't worry, it's not Arnold. We'll be right back. How many people got that? Well, you normally see him on the sidelines, but today Ole Miss head coach Hugh Freeze was at the track. He was the honorary pace car driver at Talladega. He's a big NASCAR fan, pulling hard for Ole Miss fans, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Danica Patrick. He had a really good time over there. Now, as always, on Sunday night, we like to leave you with a positive story with a sports twist to get your week off on the right foot.
And a great story this week from former Alabama quarterback Blake Sims. Blake was invited to try out with the Green Bay Packers on Saturday. Awesome for him. He released a very heartfelt and emotional thank you note to Alabama fans and coach Nick Saban.
That's right. He went on to call Alabama fans the best in the country and added to trust in Coach Saban and whoever he starts at any position, believe in that player as you believed in me, he said. Blake closed out with, it was all definitely worth the wait. So good luck to him with the Packers, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night and a great week.
Good night.
We got 2 seconds.